Well, welcome to Oak Valley Farm. It's a beautiful fall morning today, and I wanted to take a couple minutes just to share some thoughts as you go through the process of thinking about what is the right compact utility tractor for you. As you're about to make this purchase decision, maybe the first time tractor for you or an upgrade, the process is essentially the same. Now, the first thing to remember, your local John Deere sales representative will help you through this process. They are there to help you determine the need and ultimately the best match tractor for you. But let's walk through a few of the things I've thought about over the years buying compact utility tractors. Now, on our farm over 15 years, I've owned a number of different tractors, primarily because I'm trying to find the right one. So I've gone through this process, so I empathize with you. The first thing I always think about is application. What is the use that this tractor is going to do for me on my property? And it's no different whether it's 100 acres or 1 acre. Ultimately, you have a need. What are the applications? Will you be moving product with your bucket? Most loaders come standard on tractors, and I would say you're going to want a loader. They're fantastic. With each loader, you want to think about lift capacity. Lift capacity, how much can I lift around the property? Applications relative to tilling, mowing, running a box blade, a land plane to work a long driveway. What brought you to the need? What are the applications that you're going to be using the tractor for? Once we think about the applications, it then turns to size. It's always about size. The 2032R 32 horse, completely different than the John Deere 4066R 66 horse. So what is the right size for me? Again, it's relative to the applications that have created the need. And the John Deere sales professional can talk you through that. I like to think about how much horsepower do I want for the implements that I'm also going to have behind the tractor. So a tiller takes a certain amount of horsepower. I would really recommend you do some front-end research and think about all the different implements that you may want to have after the initial purchase, because the specs will be there. They will tell you if you're going to run a 6-foot tiller, you're going to need horsepower in a range of 25 to 50 horse. So find the tractor that fits those implements you may want to have. And size is a function of economics also, right? As we work up the size scale, the bigger the tractor, like the 4066R, which is the largest in the 4 Series, will certainly cost more than a 2032R or a 1025R, which is a fantastic tractor. So we don't always have to default to bigger is better. It's what fits your need. Then some of the small things like the creature comforts may not be small when it's 30 below and you're moving snow. You're going to want a cab. But in the middle of the summer, the seasons like fall, spring, and everywhere in between, it's kind of nice to be outside. So an open station may be very appropriate for you. And finally, then the small details that you'll work through with your John Deere sales representative, like the rear remotes, the SCVs they often call them. When you think about those implements, like a snowblower, there are going to be a need for rear remotes, the ability to move the chute and to direct where the snow goes. Some implements will have additional needs that your tractor may not come with standard from the factory. So you'll work with your John Deere dealer to add those when it arrives for you. So work through the process, do the research, think about the application that created the need, then relate it to the horsepower, and before you get too deep, match up the implements and what the needs are for those implements relative to the tractor. And then finally, walk into the dealer, be armed with that information, and sit down and have that conversation. Either way, it's a great day when new paint arrives on the farm.